from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hey there, good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast brought to you live from the National News Studios here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I am Dishan Virakun and joining me tonight is Sharon Mascarenas. Let's start off by taking a quick check at your headlines for tonight. The rainy weather continues. Landslide warnings issued for some districts. The President says the Trincomalee District Strategic Development Plan is implemented for future generations but does not target elections. The price of wheat flour reduced by 85 rupees. The suspect of the Ahungalla shooting has died following police fire. The Prime Minister instructs officials to broaden purchasing and distribution of Northern Province farmers' produce. Sri Lanka will play against India tomorrow for the Women's Asia Cup Cricket Series. The UK Prime Minister sacks Finance Minister and abandons key tax cuts.
On to the stories in detail now, starting off with local news. The Met Department says that some areas of the country can experience more than 100 millimeters of rain.
Now, the Disaster Management Centre said landslide warnings have been issued to some districts. Now, several areas in the Colombo district were submerged due to heavy rains. An earth mount has collapsed on a house at the Thumbaliad, the area of Anguruvela Varkapala Road. 4 people in the house have been trapped and troops of the 8th Singha Regiment are involved in the operations to rescue them. 1 person has been rescued and sent to the Varkapala hospital for treatment. A large tree near the Alla Dimodara Saudam Estate Kovil has collapsed completely, destroying the Kovil. Our reporter said the tree has fallen around 11:30 last night, but no one has been injured. Alla Pradesh Sabha had taken steps to remove the tree. People in the areas requested the authorities to remove some more trees in the area which could fall. The Velipan exchange of the Southern Expressway has submerged after heavy showers. Our reporter said water has filled in the place up to about 2 feet, obstructing entrance and the exit of the highway. Due to heavy rains in Valimada, the water level of the Pittapola Maha Oya has increased. It has obstructed travelling in the Pittapola Almal Arava Road. Director of Irrigation SPS Sugishwara has requested people living in the vicinity of river basins to be vigilant. Water level of the Kalugonga River has increased due to heavy rains in the Ratnapura area. The Hingurala junction of the Colombo Avisavella high-level road submerged this afternoon. Overflowing of the Aswatu Oya has obstructed traffic. National Building Research Organisation has issued landslide warnings to Colombo, Gaul, Kalutara, Kergaul, Nura Elia and the Ratnapura districts. The Met Department has announced that intermittent rains or thunder showers can occur in the next 24 hours in the western, Sabaragamo, central, northwestern provinces as well as the Gaul and Mathura districts. Rains of more than 75 millimeters can occur in some areas of other regions in the country. Now, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the Trincomalee District Strategic Development Plan does not target elections but is implemented on behalf of future generations.
The President has emphasized that the Trincomalee harbour should be developed as a strategic port. The President expressed these views during a special discussion at the Oz Hill. The President emphasized the need to work together with India when developing the harbour and oil tank complex according to the Trincomalee District Development Plan. Recalling the opposition to provide oil tanks to India, the President said if the decision was fully implemented, the country would not face a fuel crisis at present.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that there are only 24 years more to reach 100. Efforts should be made to move forward. We want to prepare the long-term plans. There are no short-term plans. Trincomalee was a major harbour during the time when Polonnaruwa was the capital city. The Bay of Bengal area will develop in another 10 to 15 years' time. The development in Thailand will move towards the west. This will be an important harbour in another 10 to 15 years. We are taking steps to make Sri Lanka a hub of harbours. India is having discussions on several programs. Trincomalee was signed in 2003. Since then, there was opposition from unions for giving the oil tanks. Now, if the oil tanks were given, there would have been fuel. We had empty oil tanks. If this was done at that time, this problem would not have arisen. Such obstacles cannot be permitted for the development of this area. This will be presented in Parliament and the plan will be legalized after being approved by Parliament. Governments and parliaments can change, but policies should not change. India has agreed to develop industries in the area. Therefore, they need to establish an industrial zone. The President said he proposed to do it together. Although we speak about the airport, a large aircraft cannot land. Therefore, it has to be decided whether to do it in Hinguragoda or Vaunia. A complete plan has to be drawn to develop the east. When the north and the east is developing, Trincomalee will be the centre. A large part of Polonnaruwa district and the Anuradhapura district belongs to this area. Therefore, it cannot be done in 5 years, but it can be done in 20 to 25 years. If the Mahavalley was done in 10 years, which was to be done in 30 years, then this can be done.
ප්‍රතිපත්තිය මාරු වෙන්න බෑ. ඉතින් මේ නිසා බාධක නැතුව අපි ඉදිරියට යන්න කියලා බලන්න. And hopefully we can have a line to Singapore also one day. මම හිතන්නේ ඒක හිතාගෙන තමයි අපිට දියුණු කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. but ආර්ථික වශයෙන් මේ නගරේ තිරුකුණාමලේ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයට සීමා කරන්න බෑ. දෙවනුව තියෙන්නේ ඉන්දියාව අපි එකඟ වෙලා තියෙනවා මේ ප්‍රදේශයේ විශේෂයෙන්ම කර්මාන්ත දියුණු කරන්න. ඒ නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ කර්මාන්ත කලාපයකුත් ක්‍රියා කරන්න උවමනයි මම නම් යෝජනා කරේ අපි ඒකාබද්ධව කරන්න කියලා ලංකාව ඉන්දියාව. අනික තිරුකුණාමලේ අපි හැබැයිම ගුවන් තොටුපළ ගැන කතා කරාම චයිනා බේ කරන් චයිනා බේට විශාල අහසයන ගේන්න බැරි වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා අපිට හිතන්න වෙනවා හිඟුරක්ගොඩද වවුනියාවද යොදවන්නේ කියලා. අපි සම්පූර්ණ සැලැස්මක් ඇති කරන්න නැගෙනහිර දියුණු කරන්න. තව එකක් අපි කරනවා උතුර දියුණු කරන්න. ඒ උතුරයි නැගෙනහිරයි දෙකම දියුණු වෙන එකට මැද තියෙන තිරුකුණාමලේ. මේකට අපි උතුරු මැදත් අයින් කරනවා නම් මම හිතන්නේ විශාල වැඩසටහනක් මෙහාට සම්පූර්ණ පොළොන්නරු දිස්ත්‍රික්කේ අනුරාධපුර දිස්ත්‍රික්කේ විශාල කොටසක් එන්නේ මෙහාට. මේක අවුරුදු 5කින් කරන්න බෑ. ඒක අවුරුදු 20කින් 25කින් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මහවැලේ අවුරුදු 10න් කරන්න 30කින් යන්න තියෙන එක. රට දියුණු වෙනවා නම් මුදල් එනවා නම් අපිට ඒක දියුණු කරන්න පුළුවන්.
The President inspected several proposed areas to be developed under the Trincomalee District Development Plan. Minister Nimal Siripala De Silva, State Minister Diluma Munugama, President's Head of Staff Sakala Ratnayaka, President Secretary Samaneka Naika and Eastern Province Governor Anuradha Yampath accompanied the President. The President exchanged views with the provincial journalists in the Trincomalee district. He inspected the proposed project area to be developed on the coastal belt near Trincomalee Gandhi roundabout to attract tourists.
In the meantime, essential food importers say that the wholesale price of imported wheat flour will be reduced by 85 rupees. The present wholesale price of a kilogram of imported wheat flour is 375 rupees. The Essential Food Importers Association said that the price will be reduced down to 290 rupees. They said that it will come into effect from midnight today.
The suspect connected to the shooting in Aungal area on the 12th has died after being fired upon by the police special task force. A three-wheeler driver was admitted to the hospital with injuries following a shooting by the suspect. A CCTV camera has recorded the way the suspect fled after arriving in motorcar and shooting in front of a hotel in Aungalla on the 12th. The investigations found the suspect is a 36-year-old Mahesh Indika Prabhat of Thanamalvila area. The suspect was arrested by the Special Operations Unit according to the intelligence information received by the STF. The suspect has disclosed where he had hidden the firearm used for the shooting. The STF had shot when the suspect tried to shoot with the firearm that had been hidden in a wooded area in Balapitia. The STF said the suspect who was injured died after being admitted to the Balapitia hospital. Police said that he is an accomplice of an organized criminal and drug racketeer, Karandeni Sudha. The police found a locally manufactured firearm and a grenade hidden by the suspect. Police special motorcycle squad who chased an organized criminal gang who was traveling in a motor car has arrested a suspect with 6 swords. Police said 3 other suspects have fled. They were arrested when they were traveling with the aim of killing a group of opponents due to a clash between 2 criminal gangs at Vaskadua area. A special roadblock was set up by the police at the Panadura and signaled the motor car moving towards Moratua to stop, but it has fled. The police said the 2 police motorcyclists chased the car and it had got stuck on a by-road near Thalpitia Bridge. The suspect who was arrested is 24 years old and a resident of Kalatura, Bombuala. The Wallana Central Anti-Vice Squad said that they were able to arrest a suspect who tried to sell a vehicle worth 7 million rupees for 2.5 million rupees using forged documents. Police have taken suspect and the vehicle into custody at Narayanpeta area using informants. Police said the chassis number of the vehicle has been changed. Police also said that a trader who imports vehicles in Paliagoda area is involved in the racket.
Now, charges when getting a national identity card have been revised. Now, the government has issued an extraordinary gazette in connection with the revision, and new charges will come into effect from the 1st of November. The gazette has been issued by the Minister of Public Security, Tiran Alas. Accordingly, an applicant who is applying to get a national identity card for the first time and registrations have to pay 200 rupees from the 1st of November. 1000 rupees will be charged to issue a copy of the national identity card. The fees charged to issue a new identity card for the ones that have exceeded the validity period has also been revised.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has instructed officials to enhance purchasing and distribution mechanism of the producer farmers in the northern province. He gave the instructions during a progress review meeting at the Temple Trees yesterday. Empowering Grama-Niladhari divisions as economic revival centres and food security national programme were reviewed on the occasion. Discussions have been held on methodically distributing the harvest. It was emphasised crop diversification is a solution for the surplus of some produce. Discussions have also been held on the method of distributing and purchasing farmers' products in the Northern Province. Northern Province Governor Jeevan Tyagaraja said that the Northern and North Central Eastern and North Western provinces should be made food production areas. It was mentioned it is suitable to launch the program in Vavuniya and Mullaitivu districts, which contribute more to the food production. Food problem affecting the Northern Province fisheries industry was also discussed. A group of people, including State Ministers Janaka Vakkumra and Ashoka Priyantha, were present on the occasion. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has requested the International Committee of the Red Cross to provide medicine and additional aid for more people affected by the economic crisis. The Prime Minister made this request when he met the Asia-Pacific Director of the International Red Cross, Alexander Matthew, yesterday at the Prime Minister's office. He said that they would look into increasing humanitarian assistance program in Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister thanked the International Red Cross for the assistance given during the difficult times such as tsunami, floods and droughts. Prime Minister's Secretary Anuradha Dissanayake, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Red Cross Society Jagat Abeysinga and a group of officials were present on the occasion.
Now, a discussion between State Finance Minister Shehan Semasinga and South Asia Deputy Chairman of the World Bank Martin Reise took place recently during the annual meeting of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Discussions took place on the alternatives that can be taken to stabilize Sri Lanka's economy again. It was emphasized that Sri Lanka is not entitled to get credit facilities from the International Bank for reforms and development due to the decrease in ability of paying debts amid the financial crisis. It was pointed out that assistance of International Development Association should be sought for concessionary credit terms. The Deputy Chairman and the World Bank delegation informed the Minister that based on the sustainable economic and social system that would be implemented in the future, the country could gain higher rankings in credit ratings. Now, the appeals court today ordered Fort Magistrate to postpone the personal complaint filed at the Colombo Fort Magistrate Court against former President Maithripala Sirisena for not taking measures to prevent the Easter Sunday attack for 10 weeks from today. The appeals court ordered the Fort Magistrate not to issue an order against petitioner Maithripala Sirisena during that period. The judge bench, including Justices Sobhita Rajakaruna and Dhammika Ganepula, gave the decision after considering a writ petition submitted by Mr. Maithripala Sirisena. Thereafter, the appeals court ordered to call the case again on the 6th of December and to issue notices on the respondents. Reverend Father Cyril Gamini, and a victim of the attack, filed a personal complaint at the Colombo Fort Magistrate against former President Maithripala Sirisena, accusing him of not taking steps to prevent the attack when there was sufficient intelligence information about the Easter Sunday attack. Colombo Fort Magistrate Thilna Gamage issued notices on Mr. Maithripala Sirisena to appear before court today. Mr. Sirisena has filed a writ petition in the appeals court to nullify the notice.
Minister Bandula Gurunwardena says that it is a need of the era for everyone to work together to rebuild the country. He said this during a function at the Government Information Department auditorium today. A book on Korea's development model for poverty to Samsung was launched at the Government Information Department today. It has been written by journalists Malinda Rajapaksa and Chanaka Wattegama. Foreign Minister Ali Sabri, parliamentarians and diplomats were present on the occasion.
Now, Minister Dr. Vijaydas Rajapaksa says that people do not pay proper attention to select legal financial companies to deposit their money. Now, the minister was replying to a question from a journalist. Minister Dr. Vijaydas Rajapaksa said that people are warned every year not to get caught in fraudulent financial transactions. The problem is people getting deceived by such activities. The Attorney General's Department and the Central Bank are involved in the legal process of the registered financial institutions that have collapsed. Part payments have been made for some and the payments will be made in the future as well. However, some institutions do not have sufficient assets. Well, that's it for local news. Stay tuned for news overseas.
ඉතින් මහත්තයෝ මොනවද අලුත් තොරතුරු එන?
දැන් ආපහු රට පුරාම ඩෙන්ගු අවදානම තියෙනවනේ. මදුරුවන්ට බිත්තර දාන්න පුළුවන් වෙන විදියට වතුර එකතු වෙන තැන් පරිසරයට නිතර එකතු වීම තමයි මේකට තියෙන ලොකුම ගැටලුව. තමුන්ගේ දරුවෝ ගැන හිතලා, අසල්වාසීන් ගැන හිතලා, තමුන්ගේ ගෙවත්ත පිරිසිදුව තියාගන්නවා නම් මේ ගැටලු හුඟක් අපට විසඳ ගන්න පුළුවන්.
Welcome back, and we take a look at foreign news now, starting from UK. British Prime Minister Liz Truss fired her Finance Minister Kwasi Kwarteng today, shortly before she expected to scrap parts of their economic package in a desperate bid to survive the market and the political turmoil gripping the country.
Yes, Sharon. Now, Jeremy Hunt, a former Foreign and Health Secretary, will now replace Kwarteng. Finance Minister Kwarteng said that he had resigned at Truss's request after rushing back to London overnight from IMF meetings in Washington. Truss, in power for only 37 days, will hold a news conference later today, Downing Street confirmed. British government bonds, which have started to recover since the government started looking for ways to balance the books after the plan for unfunded tax cuts crushed the pound and gilts and drew international censure, rallied further. Kwarteng is the country's shortest-serving chancellor since 1970, and his successor will be the fourth finance minister in as many months in Britain, where millions are facing a cost of living crisis.
Communities in 3 Australian states have been ordered to evacuate as torrential rain brings major flooding. Parts of the country have received up to 4 times their average October rainfall in just 24 hours. At least 500 homes have been flooded. 1 person has died and another is missing as the disaster unfolds. Widespread flooding across Australia driven by a La Nina weather pattern has killed more than 20 people this year. Victoria, Australia's second most populous state, has been the worst hit this week. Several communities have been ordered to evacuate, including some in the state capital, Melbourne. Floods have swamped roads, forced schools closure and cut power to 3,000 houses and businesses. Many areas received more than 24-hour rainfall totals, but the highest was in Strathboyle, the northeast of Melbourne.
இப்படி வந்திட இப்படி அல்பங்கள்
Prima Katumi Fantamai.
Welcome back. Now in sports, the final of the Women's Asia Cup T20 cricket tournament between Sri Lanka women and India women will be held tomorrow.
The match will commence at 1 p.m. Sri Lankan time and international grounds in Bangladesh. Sri Lanka's women's cricket team will be playing in the final of the Asia Cup after 14 years. Sri Lanka qualified to play in the final match for the last time in 2008. This is the 7th time that India team is playing in the final of the Asia Cricket Cup. Sri Lanka won 4 matches in the preliminary round while they lost 2 matches. Sri Lanka beat Pakistan in the last semi-final match yesterday by 1 run. The Indian team won 5 matches in the preliminary round. They qualified for the final match by beating Thailand. Chamari Atapattu will lead Sri Lanka team while Harmanpreet Kaur will captain the Indian team.
More stories now. The Sri Lanka team that is supposed to be participating in the World Junior Badminton Championships in Spain will leave the island today at midnight.
The tournament, with the participation of 43 countries, will commence on the 17th and it will be held until the 30th. Sri Lanka will play in the first round in the G group, and the other countries in the group are the US, Czech Republic, Armenia and Turkey. 11 badminton players are representing Sri Lanka.
இப்படி வந்திட இப்படி அல்பங்கள்
Prima Katumi Fantamai.
Well, that's a wrap of tonight's Primetime News Bulletin here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. And until we meet again next time, do take care, stay safe and good night.
நேத்ரா டிவி நேசத்தின் நெருக்கம். इश्क शिफाया इश्क शिफाया इश्क पर्दे में किसी की आंखों में लबरेज है इश्क शिफाया महबूब का साया इश्क मल मल में ये
దేవుడే వరాలు ఇస్తాడని నాకు అర్థమైంది. ఎవరికి పుట్టామో అందరికీ తెలుస్తుంది, కానీ ఎవరి కోసం పుట్టామో నా చిన్నప్పుడే తెలిసిపోయింది. ఉన్నట్టుండి పెద్దోడిని అయిపోవాలనిపిస్తుంది. ఈ పిల్ల ప్రేమలో బతకడానికైనా, ఈ పిల్ల ప్రేమ కోసం చావడానికైనా.
इश्क कभी कतरा है अरे इश्क कभी है एक समंदर इश्क कभी कतरा है अरे इश्क कभी है एक समंदर నీ కన్ను నీలి సముద్రం నా మనసేమో అందుట్లో పడవ ప్రయాణం నీ కన్ను నీలి సముద్రం నా మనసేమో అందుట్లో పడవ ప్రయాణం నీ నవ్వు ముత్యాల హారం నన్ను తీరానికి లాగేటి దారం దారం నీ నవ్వు ముత్యాల హారం నన్ను తీరానికి లాగేటి దారం దారం నల్లనైన ముంగురులే అల్లరేదో రేపాయిలే నువ్వు తప్ప నాకింకో లోకాన్ని లేకుండా కప్పాయిలే కళ్ళు మంటే నీ గాజులే చల్లు మంది నా ప్రాణమే పల్లు కొద్ది వాన జల్లుల ప్రేమే నీ కన్ను నీలి సముద్రం నా మనసేమో అందుట్లో పడవ ప్రయాణం నీ కన్ను నీలి సముద్రం నా మనసేమో అందుట్లో పడవ ప్రయాణం చిన్ని ఇసుక గూడు కట్టినా నీ పేరు రాసి పెట్టినా దాన్ని చొరిపెట్టి కెరటాలు పుట్టలేదు తెలుసా ఆ గోరు వంక పక్కన రామచిలుక ఎంత చక్కనా అంతకంటే చక్కనంట నువ్వుంటే నా పక్కన అప్పు అడిగానే కొత్త కొత్త మాటలని తప్పుకున్నాయే భూమి పైన భాషలన్నీ చెప్పలేమన్నాయే అక్షరాల్లో ప్రేమని నీ కన్ను నీలి సముద్రం నా మనసేమో అందుట్లో పడవ ప్రయాణం నీ నవ్వు ముత్యాల హారం నన్ను తీరానికి లాగేటి దారం దారం నీ అందమెంత ఒప్పేనా నన్ను ముంచినాది చెప్పునా ఎంత ముంచేసినా తేలేవంతి నేనేనా చుట్టూ ఎంత చెప్పుడొచ్చినా నీ సవ్వడేదో చెప్పనా ఎంత దాచేసినా నిన్ను జల్లేడేసి పట్టనా నీ ఊహలే ఊపిరైన పిచ్చోడిని నీ ఊపిరే ప్రాణమైన పిల్లాడిని నీ ప్రేమ వలలో చిక్కుకున్న చేపని इश्क है पीर पैगंबर अरे इश्क अली दम मस्त कलंदर इश्क है पीर पैगंबर अरे इश्क अली दम मस्त कलंदर इश्क शिफाया महबूब का साया इश्क मल मल में ये लिपटा हुआ तबरेज है ఇంతకన్నా మంచి పోలికేది నాకు తట్టలేదు గాని అమ్మో ఈ లవ్ అనేది బబ్లు గమ్ము అంటుకున్నదంటే పోదు నమ్ము ముందు నుంచి అందరన్న మాటే గాని మళ్ళీ అంటున్నానే అమ్ము ఇది చెప్పకుండా వచ్చే తుమ్ము ప్రేమ నా పలేవు నన్ను నమ్ము ఎటగానే ఎదురు చూపుకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే